Good evening, everyone. Welcome to this special edition of Get to Know Bob, where we are having a conversation with an amazing group of people that I'm excited to join on this Friday. Now, you guys haven't heard me say this in a while, but happy Black Friday. Yes, where every Friday is Black Friday, and every Friday is an opportunity to support Bob. And of course, you know, Bob means Black owned businesses. So to be live on Black Friday is exciting. We're going to be talking to some phenomenal people with this amazing, I guess, month of different workshop series coming. So kick back, get ready as we begin this conversation and bring everyone on. It's going to be one you want to share with others and pass along. So, those who are watching live, drop something in the comments so we know you're here. Become engaged. Ask anything you want to know. And that's why they're here to answer your questions. So, I'm just going to begin to bring them in no particular order. We have Miss Latanya. For now, I asked her name. I'm gonna say it wrong. Fakir, Tressa, Cassie Calhoun. We have Angela Peavy and Cheryl Shoemake. And we're holding space, hopefully, so that we will also have the phenomenal Samuel Donald joining us as well. But at this point, the women are going to hold it down. So, welcome, ladies. How are you doing on this
Welcome.
amazing Friday evening?
We are doing well
Fantastic.
Great,
Just doing
great.
fantastic.
and very used to holding it down. So,
Yes.
Aren't we, right? Aren't we?
Mhm.
We won't get into that conversation this
no, that's not
evening.
today.
But what we are going to talk about this evening is what's coming up in August, which is just around the corner. Can you get
Mhm.
excited? Like, we have literally one full week of July left, and then we're like into August. Can you believe how quickly these
Going
months
by
have flown
so
by?
fast.
Yeah.
So fast.
So
I
fast.
know. So first off, I just would like to know. I love, love, love the title. But before we jump into that, who was the brainchild? Where did this come from? Like, I know so many times we sit back and we say, wouldn't it be nice? Or, we should do this. So was it one of those things, or was it a little bit more streamlined, organized, and like you guys are wrapping it up in a bow? So please share.
I want to
Angela,
I'm gonna
say,
let you. I'm gonna let you go
well,
ahead,
no,
Angie. You jump
well,
in.
see,
yes,
because
yes.
what I think, if I was to tell the story,
Mm.
this kind of came about with Teresa. Teresa planting that seed back in October. And she came up to Cheryl and myself and she said, I want to talk to you guys about something that the Lord has placed on my heart, but we can talk about it later. And Sonia, but for the audience, we had a lot of loss in our family. Um,
Mm.
my dad had just passed, and then our grandmother
Mhm.
Our
passed, and then our
aunt.
aunt.
Yes.
So we couldn't get to Teresa until after all of that.
Mhm.
So I want to say it was probably around May. I think we said, okay, let's talk. So I talked to Teresa, and she told me what it was. And I said, well, let me bring Cheryl in and see what she thinks. And then Cheryl was telling me about an experience she had. So Cheryl, pick it up from there about the
Okay, but
workshop.
which experience? Oh, okay. So yeah, so we have workshops that we do as part of our ministry, and excuse me. And so I was like, we're thinking about having this workshop with uh, uh, the stepmoms and with bringing some families together, and we're going to talk about conflict resolution. We have done that before. We're going to do it again. We had done it down in Tennessee, I think it was, and or Dallas, somewhere in there. And so we were going to do it again. And out of that conversation came, oh, well, we should just do a series of workshops. And then we said, let's meet. Let's sit down, let's get together, let's jot it down. And we met at Whole Foods
Oh,
and had a conversation and said, look, we're not going to have 50 meetings about this. We're going to make a decision and we're going to move forward. And the Lord has given us favor at every single turn. And it went from May to being a realization by the second week after we talked. We had a location, we had the dates, we had all of that, and then we just kind of fleshed out. We put some prayer to it and fleshed out what this was supposed to look like, and here we are.
Okay, so from what I'm hearing, Cheryl was already doing something maybe similar with some workshops. Teresa kind of had an idea of what she wanted to see happening and reached out to Angie. And then the three of you connected and began putting some legwork behind it along with prayer, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And so that's what got us to here. Very quick movement because you said May. Did I get the timeline right?
Yes.
yes.
And we're in August. This is your target. Everything is ready to go in August. So in May, June, July. Okay. Wow. This is God. Because it don't take all that when he behind the scenes, right?
Right. And when I brought
to understand the next question I have, because I do know a couple of you on this Zoom, right? I know on this show, I should say. Your calendar is already crazy. So tell me, how did you even incorporate something? I mean, this amazing to even add again onto your plate. I'm just trying to see how that was even possible.
I think it was really a move of God, because I could have gone to next August 2026, to be honest. When I brought that idea, God, it had been, and we'll go more into it, but it had been an idea from years ago, and God was just nagging me, and I shouldn't say gagging. I apologize, God. He was on me about getting it done, getting it out there.
On you.
And I didn't even want to bring it out because I was at Angela's dad's funeral when I saw her, but the Holy Spirit pushed it out because it knew if I didn't get it out right then and there, I was going to hold on to it longer. So it definitely was a act of God saying, yes, this is the time. This is, you guys need to get this going ASAP. And me being with these two experienced ladies, they knew how to whip something together and make it work on top of their busy schedule. So I am grateful and thankful that they have definitely been guiding me and molding me into this space that they have been in for quite some time. So,
and let me throw in there that for me, I always, when it comes to Genesis, sometimes I have a little bit of a imposter syndrome. Mm. And so,
me too. Yeah.
And so I feel like, how am I going to talk about this? I'm no therapist. Oh, I know one. I know several, but I can get my hands on Latanya Fatura. I can get my hands on her and say, "Come on, friend, let's do this."
Mm-hmm. That's right.
Oh, I love it. I love it. So before we go into the next question, we are going to take just a quick break so that we can recognize some of our businesses that contribute to this platform. So we'll be right back.
Welcome to Linked, an atmosphere that's fun, inviting, and exciting where you create memories one beat at a time. There are multiple reasons to get linked, from team building to national celebrations and awareness. Couples or remembrance, groups and organizations, collaborations and fundraisers. Numerous special events. And if you're celebrating a birthday or you're the bride-to-be, why not get linked? Our beading instructors will walk you through step-by-step directions while you create your keepsake bracelet. No beading experience is needed. Our large variety of beads and spacers will allow you to custom design your unique bracelet. All are welcome. Come bead and bond. Set up your food and beverages, win raffle prizes, receive your hostess gifts, and enjoy time shared building connections and getting linked. Please visit us at areyoulinked.com. Email us at info@areyoulinked. Call us at 7343259001. Are you linked? Book your show today.
And now we will return to tonight's conversation. Family Revolution 2025 with Angela Peavy, Cheryl Shoemake, Tressa Casey Calhoun, Latanya Fakir, and Samuel Donald. Make sure you like and follow us on social media and subscribe to our YouTube channel and share this episode with others.
Well, ladies, we're back. And I'm going to tell you ladies, and we did have a connection, just so you know. So I thought as soon as we came back, we were going to have a guest added. But I will add as I see it happening again, just so you know. But again, that's not going to stop us, right? That's not going to stop us. But for tonight's topic, it says Family Revolution 2025. Okay, now, you know, I love the word revolution. So it means, I mean, that's an impactful word. It means a lot, like something's really going to transform and change, and, you know, in a powerful way. Where did, and then you have family tied along with it. So it makes me start thinking like the family and how we see it, the unit is really going to like be blown up, boom, and transformed in some type of way. Where did this name come from, first of all? And why choose that name? What tone are you setting? What is truly should people expect?
Yeah, so we actually were just in conversation and we were talking about what we weren't even talking about what we should name it so much as we were just talking about the concept of it. And one of us said, you know, it's like a revolution. And it's like, that's the name, Family Revolution. It just hit, right? And it hit where God wanted to be hit. Because we all know, like, families, you know, are just under attack, right? All over the place, especially families in our communities, right? But God has an answer for that. He has skilled professionals. He has very practical tools. He has research-backed, you know, specifications that we can follow. But he has an answer for it, and he came to revolutionize. He didn't come to placate. He came to kill sin, to destroy the works of the enemy, to save us. That's a whole revolution in itself, that we come out changed and different. And so we said we're positioning ourselves in God's hands to be impactful in the family, so that when they experience our workshops, that they come out change, they come out different, they come out with the tools that are necessary to continue to walk in what God has planted in them in that workshop.
I love it. Okay, so the very first workshop that you have that is dropping in August is on August 7th, and it says From Cartwright to Cosby, TV dads and their impact on American culture. Now that is like a lot in there. So kind of break down for someone who's like, okay, I'm reading this. Is it just all about dads? What really should they expect from this particular workshop?
No, it's not all about dads. And I hate that Sam have connection issues, because this is part of the Papa Was Project series of workshops that we did, and Genesis Program Council of Dads is a part of the Papa Was Project. And so we had gotten a grant from U of M to do a series of workshops and have a comedy night and things like that to celebrate and examine how dads are to change the narrative of fatherhood, you know. And so one of the things we did was TV dads, and just asking everybody here, who's your favorite TV dad? So it doesn't necessarily have to be all about men, because as we know, a daughter needs her father to teach her how she should be treated. And so as being the only woman on that committee, that's what I bring to the table, is that I don't get a Willis Peavy without a Harold Seabrooks. So that example was laid forth for me of how I should be treated as a woman by looking at how my father treated my mother. And so that's a cycle that this family revolution seeks to break. That
Mhm.
and Cheryl will get into that later about the co-parenting. If you're not married and you're just co-parenting, how do you do that? But as TV dads go, who's your favorite TV dad? Who do you think was the best TV dad? A lot of people say James Evans. They love, a lot of people say Cliff Huxtable, so it's an examination of those dads and how they had an impact on the culture. So Cartwright speaks to Bonanza.
Was it?
So-
Was
You
it?
know I
Yes.
was gonna
Yes.
ask because I was
Yes.
like, who in the world is Cartwright? Because I'm trying to figure it out.
That's
They
right.
pull it way back, like way back.
When you said Bonanza, I'm like, oh yeah, I don't know what you're talking about. I mean, I know Bonanza, but I ain't watch it, so I really don't know that example at all.
That's Ben Cartwright, because he had 3 boys
Yep.
that he was raising by himself.
Mhm.
Okay, yeah, and then one
So-
of the boys actually got his own sitcom to be a dad on Little House in the Prairie. Am I
Yeah,
correct?
Yes, he
That's
did.
right.
He did.
That was little Joe.
There was little Joe there. What was his name in Little House of the Prairie? What was his name?
Now I don't know his
I,
name on
I
Little
don't
House,
know.
but that's Michael Landon. Yes, Michael
Yes.
Landon.
Gotcha.
Ing- Charles Ingalls.
Thank you, Charles Eagles.
I'm like, I know this. I have
Come
to
on,
get
pull
this.
back.
I know this. It's like trivia right now.
Yes, and so
I'm sure my daughters was like, I can't believe my mom didn't shout that.
And so, yeah, so you
so
see how
ladies-
that conversation went with the dad. So we all know TV dads that we kind of connect with.
Right. And for those who are watching that don't know, when they're making a reference to the Papa Was organization, and again, we're going to give a shout out in his absence to Samuel Donald. Papa Was, it didn't connect to me until I think you guys sent out some information before the comedy show. And it was like, oh, from Papa Was a Rolling
Mhm.
Stone. And it was like, okay, so it's kind of changing the narrative of maybe the absentee father or the father who was physically present but was not accessible mentally for the needs of you as a child, or whatever the lack may have been. So it's kind of changing that narrative and giving the missing things of what family needed, and shining the light on the importance and impact of relationships and connection of the father. Is that correct? That's the I'm
That is
kind of
correct.
summing it
No,
up
no,
in
no,
my
no,
own
no.
words.
You are absolutely right. It came about in 2022 from Bass Day, where they had 50 bass players play the bass line for the 50th anniversary of Papa Was a Rolling Stone.
Mhm.
So imagine you got all these people going boom, boom, boom.
Excuse me.
And so what? And so to piggyback on that, what Sam did was he brought together 50 men to talk about and interview their experience as being a dad, how their relationship was with their dad, how the song impacts them, does it remind them of anything, and what is the legacy that they want to leave for their children.
I love it.
Mhm.
Now I'm going to ask you ladies, because I just was so excited to start the conversation, and I'm going to ask for a public apology. I'm sorry. I did not give you guys the opportunity to self-introduce on this amazing panel so that people could know who you are and actually what you do. I just got right into the conversation, and it just dawned on me like, okay, these phenomenal women are here and they don't know the connection to what you do and or the organization that you're representing and how it all's coming together. So I'm going to start with Latanya. Can you please just share a little bit about yourself, who you are, what you do, and then why you do what you do, and then the piece that you're kind of in the puzzle to this amazing event, the Family Revolution 2025?
Real quick, watch this. Everything you said, check, 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 check. It's done. No, 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 no. I'm so silly. I love being silly. We got to laugh. And how about that?
Yes.
My brand, it means to just laugh. I play off the laugh with my initials, Latanya April Fakir. So that spells laugh. So that's, I'm branding myself that way. And I just made all of y'all laugh. Isn't that great? That
Yes,
is
you
so
did.
wonderful. Look at that. Look at that. But no, really, I am a psychotherapist or a mental health therapist. I see persons from ages 12 to 99. Why not the 100? Well, you meet 100, you ain't need nobody to talk to you. But anyway, so, and I do everything from intensive trauma, of course, anxiety and, depression and all the other stuff. I enjoy what I do because I believe from the time I knew how to be social, I felt a need, a pull to always help people. And so
Mm,
in coming up, that's all I did. Everything I did, it was in the helping field. And
mhm,
so then God also called me into the ordained ministry. So I am an ordained elder in the AME church. So that's a call to the people. And so then my work as a mental health therapist is a call to the people, to assist them to even become aware of who they are and also how to cope through their struggles. We all have them, and that's one thing that I pride myself of as a therapist is that I am very transparent. I
mhm,
believe that when we are transparent, that is the only time we can help someone transform their situation.
mm,
So if we're pretending and masking, nobody gets help. And so
mhm,
I was so happy when Angela invited me to be a part of this panel and to be a part of the work that she and her cousin are doing. And I look forward to just whatever, wherever God wants me, that's where I will be. And thank you, Dr. Weaver, for having me on your show.
Well, thank you for
Mhm,
being here. I appreciate that.
mhm.
Now we're going to pass the baton over to Tressa. Please share a little bit about yourself and what you do.
Thank you. So it is Teresa Casey Calhoun. It's okay. It's Teresa like a tree. You do your arms like that. That so I am a mom to three great kids, single mom at that. I am an active member in my community, at my church, Oasis of Hope Christian Church, headed by Pastor Claude Allen May. I'm also a board member of Genesis Pregnancy Resource Center. I do various things from transaction coordinator, data analytics. I'm a coder in my as far as my professional career, and I just love serving the community. I love sewing into people. I love empowering people. So that's kind of how I came into this before I joined the Genesis Pregnancy Resource Center. I was a postpartum doula. I did that for a short time, and that was birthed out of when I had postpartum depression when I had my son. So just grew from there and continue to sew and empower single moms, women that may be struggling and just looking for some way to find hope, because a lot of women are walking around, they think they're good, they're doing their thing, they holding it down, like we already said. But sometimes you just need someone there to hear the things that are burdening your heart at night when nobody's there, when you put them kids to sleep,
Amen.
when you done took up that extra shift at work because one of the kids needs shoes for school coming up, so things of that nature. So I just like to be known as someone that can be a servant to its community,
Yes.
empowering individuals, and being led by God.
I
Love
love
it.
it. Amen.
Thank you.
Passing the baton over to Cheryl Shoemake.
Hey, everybody. Well, Latanya, I am too an ordained minister. I don't even know how to describe what I do. I'm an author and writer,
Mhm.
author and speaker. Have two organizations. One's called Stepmom Sanity. The other one is called Sawubona Blended Families. I speak all over the nation to in marriage conferences and in blended family conferences. I write for our Daily Bread, God Hears Her platform. I have a few published books, and yeah, and whatever my hands really uh, get to do. I just want to love God, know God,
Yes,
and make Him known. That's it.
that's
And
it.
yeah, so I coach families, help families, and my passion though is being out in the street in human trafficking ministry. I love that. I love it. So yeah, that's me.
Okay.
Hmm.
And then, of course, now Angela Peavy.
Okay. Well, my name is Angela Peavy, and I am the executive director of Genesis Pregnancy Resource Center, and we have celebrating our fifth birthday this year.
Oh,
Woohoo.
wow.
Um,
So
Congratulations.
is Stepmom Sanity. I didn't know we
yeah,
were born the same year. Okay. Didn't know
2020.
we.
A
Yeah.
lot of hey,
A lot happened
a lot,
2020.
a lot of
Yes,
things got birthed in 2020.
Yes, we were all home and not distracted. So,
That's exactly right. That's
yes, you're
exactly
right.
right. And it's so weird. I don't want to go into too much of the detail of how Genesis got started, but it kind of came about in 2019 with a really horrible week I had.
Hmm.
And Cheryl was doing a women's conference, and she texted me and she said, "Hey, if you are not doing anything, don't forget the conferences this week. And if you don't have the money, I got some extra tickets. You can just have them, right?" And I'm like, this is like, because I could say, "Oh, I don't have money," and then that would be my excuse not to go. But then I was like, after the week I had, I really don't feel like going. But after the week I had, I needed to go because
Mhm.
God kept me through that week. It was like some stuff happened at work. My car blew up on the lodge. It was just a lot of stuff. The dog had an emergency. We had to take him to emergency 24-hour vet. It was a lot. And so I went, and people were telling me things that I'm like, oh, okay. The Lord is telling people to tell me different things. And I'm like, yeah. And then Cheryl says, hey, at the end of the conference, I just wanted to say, hey, here I am. I'm here so you can see that I came. And she's like, I need to talk to you. Oh,
Okay,
no,
we don't want to hear that, right?
not what you want to hear. So she says, but I'm going away for a week. So when I get back, so now I have to hold this for a whole week, wondering what she's going to tell me. And that's what she said, that the Lord was tired of me sitting on the sidelines. And he wanted me to get in and do something. Now, what that was at that point, I didn't know, but it came to me in a dream of, I think Teresa was in my dream. That's what happened. Teresa was in my dream, and I just started writing. And at the end of everything was Genesis and how to reach people, pregnant women. And the last thing that he gave me to write was that God wants to restore families back to the community. And that was
Amen. Wow.
the thing. So this is like doing the work. We've had a few false starts. I try, nobody comes. We do dad things, nobody comes, but for some reason, I think this is really going to be the start.
I think for anybody listening, I think what you hear is just whether you are in the marketplace or whatever you're doing, just do the work, just be obedient,
Yeah.
and God owns his own outcomes, right?
Right.
He'll take care of the other end of it. We just got to
Mhm.
show up and do what he told us to do. So,
Exactly. Well,
So,
thank you so much. Because that did now add that extra layer or dimension for this conversation. So before we go into our next segment that you guys are going to be focusing in August, we're going to take a quick break to acknowledge another business that supports our platform. We'll be right back.
Tranquility Christian Counseling offers individual counseling, couples counseling, group therapy, and much more. Focused on the mind, body, and spirit, they are committed to offering services that meet the needs of the community towards providing healing. They address grief and loss by having group sessions, they break down walls with their retreats, offer life coaching, and provide workshops for education, but more importantly for healing and more. For more information, you can contact them at 248-494-4578.
And now we will return to tonight's conversation, Family Revolution 2025, with Angela Peavy, Cheryl Shoemake, Tressa Casey Calhoun, Latanya Fakir, and Samuel Donald. Make sure you like and follow us on social media and subscribe to our YouTube channel and share this episode with others.
Hey, ladies, we're back. Okay, so the second workshop in the month of August, happening on August 14th, is Solo, Not Alone, Building Power, Purpose, and Community as a Single Parent. Now, based on the introductions, I'm going to assume that this might be the baton passing to Teresa.
Yes, ma'am. You would be absolutely right.
Okay, so please tell the viewers and those watching. And by the way, we have a lot of people viewing, so please leave us comments to let us know you're here. And thank you for joining. Wish your people without spilling too much tea, because you got to come. You got to come, okay?
You
But
got
what
it.
does that create the buzz that you want to do right now for people who are reading this to be like, that is going to change and be like, oh, yeah, I need to be in that space.
Great. So this is not just your typical meeting to talk about resources for single parents and, maybe having a bashing hour about that individual that may not be doing what they need to do. Those spaces are needed. However, we also need spaces that are going to empower single women, single moms, single dads, empower them to know that they can do this, empowered to let them know that they are not alone, that they can build a trusting community, knowing that they can also seek God's word and stand on that faith, and learning how to do that. We say that, but some people just don't know how to do that. They don't know what it really means to step out on faith, and also believing in their heart that this is what God has for them. And if you just hold on and just believe what he tells you, that you will be able to make it through that as a single parent. So I just want to build this, this will be a soft launch for this community, which will be Single, Not Alone. That will be the name of the community. And then we will have different topics on, building trust, knowing that you are worthy. There are so many things. What really pushed me, or even planted the seed. We don't even have to get as far as the push, because we know God had to push me real hard to make it happen. What planted the seed was that I just keep seeing so much negative energy around single moms. It's like single dads get praised and single moms get punished, from what I see. So we need to change that narrative, specifically for single moms. I just saw a video recently where they indicated that single moms should not have standards. After you done popped out a couple kids, that's it. You get what you get. And it's like, wait a minute.
Wow.
Like, that is not the narrative that God wants to place in your heart. That is not the narrative that God is telling you. In the Bible, Hagar was the one that was a single mom, and she ran away, and he told her, hey, you need to get it together. I am God. I'm the one that gave you this son. Go back, and you're going to stand tall and show them that I am God, and I'm going to take care of y'all. So we need to put that in our hearts as well, knowing that we are valuable individuals. So building this safe space of community to empower one another, to also weed through some of the things that are holding us back from being empowered, and addressing them head on just will allow us to build stronger families, and also bring in prayerfully a black individual, a partner. Let's put it that way. Sorry. Bring in a partner that will believe those same things about you, love you and your children, and build a safe place for you. And if that does not happen, knowing that God is the one that is over your household, and he is going to keep you, and you can stand 10 toes down, knowing that I am a child of God and I am valued. So that is what I'm looking forward to build with this soft launch of this series, and then build series after that, to build a community of empowerment.
Awesome.
Love it.
Now, one thing that came to my spirit, and I kind of mentioned it earlier and didn't make the connection until it hit me again. So I guess it may need to be said, and I'm thinking it might go towards Latanya as well as you, Teresa. is the non quote unquote single woman but the one who is actually single yet has a partner who's not really involved, whether they're on drugs, whether they're alcoholism, abusive, and she technically is not single, but is doing everything as a single person. I know it's a different dynamic, but if that person is feeling as if they are this single mom in the situation, is there space for them in any of this? And as a therapist, psychotherapist, I mean, maybe you understand the dynamics might be a little bit different, but I'm just putting it out there for the one who might be watching and feel that they are alone.
Mhm.
So I guess you have to review what single parenting looks like. Single parenting doesn't always, as you're stating, it doesn't always have to mean that that person isn't in the home. But I mean, if you do have someone that's in the home that's not in the home, then you're a single parent, in my
Mhm.
opinion. If you are that person's in the home and is something like neglect or
Mm.
abuse, things of that measure, then that's when the partnership, I believe, begins with Latanya to have that conversation to say, hey, what is it that you do need? What type of support do you need in this circumstance that you're going through? We can talk about empowerment all day and building a community, which we can do, but also what does it look like for you if you don't have this toxicity in your home? Does that
Mhm.
look healthier? Is that something you can't deal with right now? So I do believe there is a space for that individual. So I'm glad you brought that up. If you are that type of person, then yes, come out. But in my eyes, if you are handling everything, and that's talking about doctor's appointments, I'm getting up with you when you're sick. I go shopping alone to get things for you. I cook alone, but you are a single parent. So
Correct.
that would be
Okay.
my
Correct.
take on that. Yes. Thank you,
Correct.
Latanya.
Mhm.
But
Correct.
thank you for that. And again, we don't know how far this might reach and who may be out there. And
Mhm.
we sometimes we do say, "Oh, I feel alone. I feel like I'm single, but I'm not." So I'm glad that God put
Mhm.
that in me because obviously somewhere somehow they need to be in this space too because
Mhm.
what your premise is from the beginning is restoration, right? You're
Yes,
creating
That's
ma'am.
this
right.
revolution for restoration and for change and empowerment, so we don't want to leave anybody out at all.
Mm-mm.
No one left
Mm-mm.
out. Everyone needs to feel like there is something there for them. Thank you
Mhm.
so much.
And if I can add, if you do feel like I have someone here, but I'm not alone, and you can't make that distinction, come out. Let's talk about it. Let's have a
Mhm.
conversation. You don't have to do it in front of everybody. You can pull one of us aside. We all will be supporting one another. Please do come out and to at least have the conversation.
Mhm.
Thank you so much for that.
I love it. So the next workshop scheduled for August 21st, relationship goals. Now I need to know healthy marriage. What is the IRL? Make sure that gets explained. Who is leading this workshop?
So that is a partnership between Latanya Fakir and myself. And and you have to say it like hashtag relationship goals. And the reason the hashtag
Okay.
is important is because that's what you see all over social media.
Mhm.
Okay.
Um, Healthy marriage IRL, the IRL stands for in real life. You
Mm.
see, people use IRL too. So, I, what we're trying to do there is kind of hitting that button
Mhm.
because you see that hashtag relationship goals on pictures of Martin and Gina, right? Of
Mm.
you know
Mm,
what these people today look at as relationship goals because they may not have that in real
Mm.
life to look
Mm.
at.
Mm. Mm.
And so that's a little bit what it is. We want to bring some realness to what relationships are and not to be influenced by the influencers because
Yes.
we know too much about Will and Jada.
Mhm.
There's that whole balloon pop thing.
Mm.
and it's all shallow. And so we're splitting this. So I'm going to take that whole social media, pop culture relationship bubble, and then the meat of it is Latanya Facure.
Okay, come on with the meat.
And with
Come with the
me,
meat.
if any of my clients are watching, they know that I come real. When you're talking about mental health, whether it is individual, couples, families, whatever, I take my work very seriously. I am passionate about it. So when you come in a room with me, you got to be ready to do work for real. So when Angela asked me to do this, and she was like, well, what do we see, relationships looking like these days? And we started talking about, the relationships, how we remember relationships, what they looked like. There was a process. These days, everybody just want to jump. Everything is instant. Every single thing is instant. And so we need to slow down just a little tiny bit, just a little bit, and help our people focus on what is real. Because a lot of the stuff that they see on Facebook or any other platforms,
On the
it is
gram.
not, hey, it is not
I'm gonna slip in the
real.
DM.
It's
I'm
just
like, boy,
not.
just slip it in the DM.
Right.
It is not real. And
Mhm.
most of our people sit up there and they watch this reality show,
Mhm.
day after day. And some people binge watch this stuff and they don't realize that everything that they're watching falls right into their spirit. So then they take on this, hey, that's what a relationship is supposed to look like. That's what I'm supposed to do. Yeah, I'm supposed to get all up in a man's face and cuss him out. Yeah, if I'm falling out with my girlfriend, we're going to get on social media and cuss each other out. And yes, if I'm dating this guy, I need to let the whole world know that I'm dating this guy. There is there is nothing left to the
No filter.
imagination these days.
No,
Nothing.
and if
It's
he can't
all
take me to
there.
Paris on the second date, I don't want him.
That's it. That's it. That's
What
it.
is that
And if he
cheesecake
ain't
factory thing?
driving a Lexus, he can get on. I just don't get
Okay.
it.
Girl,
Okay.
You don't
And
got a Lexus. Come on, stop it.
and
can
so
you
and
spell
so
Lexus? No.
yeah, that's her name. That's why her mother gave him the name. So, you know. But anyway, so she could remember how to spell it. Okay. But anyway, when we talk about a healthy marriage, I think a lot of people these days are getting married and then they're divorced within a year. And some less than that. I just ran into a couple that had only been married for 8 months. And so even when I marry a couple, there's a process that
Hmm.
we go through. If you want me to marry you, there is a process that we go through because, like Cheryl, I'm sure I take my duty of the cloth very serious. So
Hmm.
if I'm putting my stamp on a marriage, that means I'm saying, God, they're ready and I approve of this. So there is a process. And we talk about everything from, especially if it's a blended family. Do you know what you're getting yourself into? Because if you love her, then she comes with all of this stuff. So you have to take on that. So stuff like that, we're reminding the people that marriage is, if you're going to do this thing, there's a process. And the first process that me and my sister are going to be talking about is the courtship. Nobody likes to have the courtship. It's just, hey, I like you. Let's uh. And then the next thing come
Hmm.
on. That's not, no, 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 no. That's not what we did. That's not the era we came up in. If a guy called your home and wanted to take you out, your parents, your brother, your sister, and whoever else is in the house had to see this joker. You
Yep.
couldn't just go out and date people and get in a bed. It's just a different time. And I think it's going to take us, our generation, to actually have our ear to the ground and know what these people are doing, and blend in with them, but bring the truth with us to
Yes.
help them come back around to understand that the stuff that you're seeing on TV, that's smoke and mirror, and
Yep.
don't be confused by it. But if you take my example of how I was raised in doing this, then you might just come out all right. Not that our parents had it all together, because we all know they
Mhm.
didn't. But there was a thing called respect that is now lost.
Yep.
There is a thing called boundaries that is now lost. And so we need to bring all that art back into, and I did say art, back into the marriage. People don't know how to talk to each other anymore.
Mm.
Everybody is sensitive to every single thing. And so we need to bring awareness to that too. So to close it in, because I'll keep going because I'm very passionate about this, is courtship. Then there's the intimacy. Oh my gosh. I like to break this word down. When you think about intimacy, most people think about sex. Intimacy is much greater than sex. Intimacy is saying into
To
me,
me.
see. And if you allow a person to see in you, that means that you got to take some time, that courtship. So we got to slow it down so you can understand who I am, so you can understand my desires, what I want, what turns me on. All of that stuff. It's a process. And the last thing is building. And that's what everybody on this platform is about. It is about building the family, building the husband and the wife up so that the man can take his rightful place and space, and the woman as well. And I don't mean like this, I mean like this, because God says, and the two become one.
That's
And
right.
so if you're one, a number one is just a single line. There is no line on the side, there's no line in the back, there's no line in the front. It's one single line. So you are now one. That means we have to operate as one. We have to discipline as one. We have to make financial decisions as one. That is what we have to do. And if your sexual appetite has changed, then that means we have to sit down as one so that you won't go straying and doing things you ain't supposed to be doing, either one. We have to be careful. And I'm so grateful to God that He is bringing all of us together in a time such as this to empower single people, to empower the men, to empower the women, to empower the family. And that is what it sounds like. All of our hearts are becoming one for God. And I'm excited and I can't wait. Thank you.
I can't wait either.
I'm,
Thank you.
you
That
know,
was
look,
a good buzz
that's a
creation.
good one. I know Latanya. I'm like, I want to come. That's what
I need,
Come on.
I'm from that era a little bit, but
Mhm.
I'm just wanting some new freshness,
Yeah.
and some
Mhm.
new information that, in a fresh way. So thank you so much,
That's good. It's
Angela.
interesting that you say fresh, because one of
Yes.
the other things I tell my couples is that every year, annually, that there should be an evaluation. What do you mean
Yes.
by that? We come together because we're growing, we're constantly
Mhm.
we're aging, stuff
Mhm.
change, So
Right.
within
Yeah.
that year, we got to sit down and talk. Okay, baby, why, what's different? Because, women, we're emotional. If you don't stroke our arm or tell us we're beautiful, or we're like, okay, wait,
What's wrong?
I
what's
tell
wrong,
Jonathan, I tell Jonathan, if you
Right.
want your loving at 11, you got to start at 7. Like, don't
That's
be
how
coming in,
I was waiting on her to bring that one up.
Right.
don't be coming in at 5 to 11 talking about something. Hey, hey,
What you doing?
hey, what you do?
yeah, but my
Oh,
cubs, sometimes they leave crying. Sometimes I've actually had couples mad at me, but then they came back and was like, I'm so sorry, Latanya, you were so right. And I don't say anything. I just look at them and smile, but yeah. hmm
I love
I'm
it. Love
excited.
it.
Now,
That's
one of
So,
the other
amazing.
things too is Latanya said that we are really going to let it all hang out in
That's
these
it.
sessions.
Mhm.
And Cheryl said, what did you call it, Cheryl? We gonna be what?
I don't know, what did I say? Real, relevant, and raw. Oh, what did I say, girl? I don't remember. Oh, ratchet and righteous. That's what I
Oh, yeah, we can be that. Yep. Mhm.
Ratchet and
Mhm.
righteous. Y'all
Yeah.
need to make sure y'all get y'all shirts now. Ratchet and
Oh,
righteous. Well, ladies, before we go into our last leg of our conversation, we're going to take a moment to highlight some events around our communities. So we will be right back.
Get to Know Bob says thank you to our community supporters who support our shows. Please mark your calendars for these upcoming events within our community. It's BUF of Michigan's 55-year anniversary. High five to 55. Save the date. BUF Golf Outing Classic fundraiser at Golden Fox Golf Course, August 6th, 2025. Special guests Tammy Turner and Sylvester Hester. BUF 55th Anniversary Gala Celebration, honoring our roots, empowering our youth. Saturday, September 20th, 2025 at the Detroit Marriott at the Renaissance Center. This is a formal black tie affair. For more information, visit the website at bufmi.org.
Join the Love Movement. Health, Love, and Music Festival, July 27th from 11 a.m. to 7 p.m. This festival will highlight live music and performances, a youth empowerment summit at 11 a.m., the Love Walk from 2 p.m. to 3 p.m. in honor of Stevie Wonder's 75th birthday.
yeah.
Pre-register as an individual, group, or church. A sensory tent will be on site sponsored by Hezekiah Kids, vendors, food trucks, and so much more. For more information, call 313-499-8690.
Family Revolution 2025. Every Thursday in August from 6 p.m. to 7:30 p.m. at the Church of the Messiah, located at 231 East Grand Boulevard, Detroit. August 7th topic, From Cartwright to Cosby, TV dads and their impact on American culture. August 14th topic, Solo, Not Alone, Building Power, Purpose and Community as a Single Parent. August 21st topic, Relationship Goals, Healthy Marriage IRL. August 28th topic, It's Giving Toxic, Turning Drama into Dialogue, Pop-Offs into Peace Talks. This is a free event, but registration is required. Please register on Eventbrite.
Unity, Adult and Youth Sneaker Ball, celebrating 20 years of service. Saturday, September 27th from 5:30 p.m. to 8:30 p.m. 25463 Grand River, Redford, Michigan. To purchase tickets, contact Unity at 313-444-9838.
And now we will return to tonight's conversation, Family Revolution 2025, with Angela Peavy, Cheryl Shoemake, Tressa Casey Calhoun, Latanya Fakir, and Samuel Donald. Make sure you like and follow us on social media and subscribe to our YouTube channel and share this episode with others.
So, ladies, we're back into our last leg of our conversation. I told you it's the quickest hour ever. But before we get into that last workshop, we have had some engaging comments come through
Mhm.
from Justina saying, "Hello, Angela and everyone. This sounds like great work you're doing. Very much needed in all communities. Listening to you is quite inspirational. Thank you for inviting me to listen." We have, is it Najma Fakir?
Yes, that is correct.
Okay, she is supporting my mom. Okay, thank you for supporting moms. I love when my
That's
daughter
my
supports
second
me.
baby.
Awesome. Thank you for joining. And then Danny Thomas, I think I'm saying it right, is has several comments. I'm gonna read them collectively.
Yep, that's
She said, "I definitely can't wait to see that one." I'm not sure in the conversation where we were at, but thank you for your comment. She's talked about the second date they went to Chili's. I think that's when Dr. Latanya was talking about taking it slow and going places. I love it. I love it. And then her final comment, I believe, came when Cheryl was speaking and saying, "We just started a couple's bucket list to do things we have not done as a couple in 17 years. I love the bucket list idea. That is beautiful. We have, is it Alana?
That is correct.
Okay. She said,
Mhm.
growing up and being a part of the generation of ever-changing technology and social media apps, it can be very hard to differentiate real life from
Yes.
virtual. Thank you for that comment.
That's
That was
my youngest daughter.
Okay, very enlightening, very enlightening. And then Verlonia heard. It's
Verlona.
wonderful.
Yep.
Okay, Verlona. Okay, it's wonderful to not just see a platform like this, but to know that there's women of God like yourselves demonstrating what love thy neighbor looks like when you're building and empowering communities. Thank you all for your comments and your engagement. If you haven't done so, make sure you subscribe to this channel so we can continue to get a far reach to those people who may need to hear these impactful conversations. Last but not least, happening in August. On August 28th, it's Giving Toxic, turning drama into dialogue, which definitely can be difficult. Pop offs into peace talks. Now, you know, when you get ready to pop off, it ain't no peace happening. So tell me
Your
how you
neck start
plan
doing like this.
on changing a pop off into a peace.
It's a peace sign. Well, first, before I start, I just want to say to the young lady who said for this community, that every community, that's my prayer. I've been talking to my daddy about Teresa and Angie so that we can like not just do this in the Detroit area, but so we could do this like more than once a year in other areas. So you keep praying because that's my desire. That's what I believe the Lord's desire is too. So we gonna see, right, Angie, Teresa, right, Latanya?
Yes, ma'am. Yes,
It's a
ma'am.
little quiet. I mean,
I know, right? Like it got real quiet.
And
That was that was
I
gonna be.
already said it.
Come
If
on,
my
girl.
daddy tell me to do it, I'm on the job.
Come on, girl. That's what I'm talking about. So,
Mhm,
well, I want to say, first of all, it's giving toxic is
mhm,
we're not here to shame you at all. In any of these workshops, we are here to shift you. That is what we're going to be
mhm,
doing in these workshops. But it's giving toxic. Toxic is specifically for people who feel like they co-parent with people that test every fruit of the spirit you thought you had. So or for the people who are those
mhm,
people that test
mhm,
every fruit of the spirit
mhm,
that somebody has,
mhm,
because every time we engage in conflict with the person that we're co-parenting, what we don't understand is that we are tearing away at the fabric of the child that's stuck in the middle. There is a child or children who
Mhm.
are looking to their parents not just for stability but for instructions on how to be in this world. So you're teaching your children, for those of you that struggle in this way, how to engage in the world around them and what you think of them by how you treat their other parent. So our last session of the series is a Christ-centered drama detox workshop for
Mhm.
co-parents who want a little bit less petty in their lives and a lot more peace and a lot more peace. We're going to give you
Aw.
biblical tools, of course, grace soaked strategies to turn all that tension into teamwork and reactions into responses. You're going to walk away with actionable steps that you can take to kind of dial down that conflict a little bit. It's fun, it's real. I'd like to say it like this: we're real, relevant, and raw. It's fun, real, and it's rooted in the word. And let me just say this for those of you that will participate in any of the workshops, healing your dynamics, it doesn't mean that you drop healthy boundaries. That's not what we're talking about here. It does mean,
mhm,
though, that you gain tools and you gain truth and a whole lot of
mhm,
grace so that in my case, in my workshop, you can co-parent your children with some poise. And I
mhm,
will say this to your point earlier, Sonia, that this is not exclusive to blended families. I work primarily with blended families, coach blended families, do premarital counseling, and marry blended families. But it's for any co parenting team, no matter the construct, whether you marry, whether you blended, whether you're shaking or stirred, whatever it is, who struggle with conflict and reactionary responses
mhm,
that make it difficult for you to raise your children together.
mhm,
We are going to talk about what is being toxic, because not everything is toxic. Some things are just the person, you don't want to respect the other person's boundaries. So not everything is toxic, we're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about what's the root of drama. We're using James 4, what causes fights and quarrels among you. So we're going to unpack some heart issues, and we're going to do a case study. We're going to have some fun and to help you shift from operating out of your flesh to operating out of the fruit of the spirit, so that
Mm-hmm.
you can move forward with assessing things and how to communicate and extending grace, even if that grace isn't reciprocated.
Ooh.
Mm. Now y'all know. I said, "Ooh, I'm not even a blended," but I'm glad you said that because I was like, "Well, I guess." Okay, here's the thing: I don't have like young kids that I'm raising anymore. I have these little adult kids now, and so that's a whole nother layer of dynamics that we got to
Them
kind of
adult
contend
kids
with.
different. They
So
different.
are
They
we
get different.
touching on the little adults that still be coming to you with all of this mommy and daddies, and it's like, ain't y'all grown yet? I mean,
Girl. So I think most of us are our children, are adults. I had a child, an adult child, ask me, "What's the hardest age for you parenting us?" And I was like, "Right now," because y'all do
No,
stuff
it's true. It's
right
true.
right now, because I can't
Hmm.
control the choices or protect you from the
That's right.
consequences
That's it
of your
is.
choices, and
Hmm.
that's what it is. That's
I
what it
can
You
is.
uh,
hit it right on the nail,
yeah.
Sharon.
okay, so
I
so
can't
Hmm.
yeah,
stop you
so
from doing this. I can't make you do
Mm-mm.
anything. I just
Mm-mm.
got to
so
sit back
we're
and bite my
inviting
tongue.
all the appearance, it
All
sounds like,
parents, yes.
that
And
might
even
need to
if you're
come up.
yes,
Because
even
if
if you're
you're blended
conflict,
with young adults added into that dynamic, it's
ooh,
it's
child.
another different thing too. Because I remember my mom and my stepfather, and it became the blended thing. But his daughter was used to her dad, like that's my dude, and it was like. I was like, if you don't take your ground, why you in this? Cause you grown. It was so hard for me to
Mm.
understand
Doesn't matter.
like the blended dynamics of adults. It was like we adults.
Yeah.
So
It, because emotion
Good
is
and
emotion.
grown.
But feelings are feelings, and people have certain feelings about certain things. And
No,
I
it's
will say this:
true.
even if your conflict isn't with your co-parenting team, these are what truth translates, no matter what relationship we're talking about. So you cannot be a single parent, quote unquote, or even single in the marriage, and still get something from Teresa's workshop.
Hmm.
You don't have to be married, but you'll
That's right.
still get something that can translate into a different relationship from Angie and Latanya's workshop. You can be in conflict with anybody and take what we're going to teach you in the It's Giving Toxic workshop into that relationship and make it better. So
Hmm.
Hmm.
don't
Hmm.
limit yourself to your
Hmm.
circumstance, because 2 plus 2 is 4, no matter where you are.
yes, I love that.
Hmm.
Well,
Hmm.
what we're going to do now is we broke down the different 4 workshops. So in the totality of Family Revolution, one thing I want you to know that are you watching is that it's happening at the Church of the Messiah, and that is at 231 East Grand Boulevard at Lafayette in Detroit, Michigan. The times are Thursday from 6 to 7:30 p.m. And they do want you to register on Eventbrite. One thing that I'm not picking up, but I swear I read somewhere they go get some food, right?
Hmm. We are going to feed you. We're
We
going to
gonna
watch
Want
your
feed
to make sure I
kids.
say that because folks like food. Folks like food. So if you want some food, just come on out and then get fed, not only by your physical, but allow your spirit to be fed by the amazing workshops that are being presented and the information you will receive.
Hmm.
So, ladies, as it pertains to this particular workshop series and the events to come, is there any last words that you want to make sure get shared on this platform?
I will start off with this, that no matter what situation you're in, no matter what you're facing, there's always hope. Like there's nothing that no circumstances you have that's too
yeah.
far that God can't
Yes.
reach and transform if you are willing, if you are open, if you are obedient to do what He's called you to do. It's not going to be easy, but can it be done? Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
And will the juice be worth the squeeze? Absolutely. There'll be some good tasting juice on the other side.
Mm-hmm.
Just handle the
Mm-hmm.
squeeze.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Love it.
And don't
Anyone
forget to bring your
else?
friends, bring your family.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Hmm.
bring others and invite others that you believe may be interested. And even if they say they're not interested, if they're not busy that day, tell them come on out. And I'm sure they will grab something from each
Mm-hmm.
one.
You can't beat free. You can't beat the price of free 99 and a free meal.
And free air conditioning if it's hot. So there you go.
I don't know if we
Oh,
got
I'm sorry. I
enough
spoke
air.
too soon.
We'll have fans. We'll have fans.
We will have
Yeah.
fans.
Yes, okay.
Where the
All right.
fans at?
I got five. I don't leave home without. So
I got my neck fan. Yeah.
And
And
two
what
for me.
So I would say I have had a joy speaking with you ladies this evening. It has really shed a light on this upcoming event and workshops and series. So it really has gotten that creative buzz for me. And I'm going to see what my Thursdays, normally they're full Thursdays for me, unfortunately. But I'm looking at like, what can I do to kind of, tweak my schedule a little bit, because every single workshop that you talked about has piqued my interest. And if it's piqued mine, I'm sure it has piqued those of others watching. So I can't wait for August to come. Blessings are going to happen. I know God's hand is in everything.
And get those adult kids there.
That right there.
yes.
Now, before we go and close, I want to give everybody an opportunity, if you would like, because you have platforms of your own in conjunction to this project. How can people contact you? Because you have shared what you are experts in, resources you offer. So please, I would be remiss if I didn't give you an opportunity and letting people know how they can connect with you. We'll start with Latanya.
Okay. Let's see. Angela is working with me with other things. That's the area that I'm a little slow in terms of getting my face on all of the platforms. However, I can be reached at 313-942-5239. And as she stated before, I'm a therapist. And if you're looking for someone that you can trust and talk to talk through stuff, and guess what? It doesn't even have to be that you are in the wilderness. It could be just that you don't have anybody else to talk to and you just need to talk and get stuff out. I'm that person. Also, I would like to say that my private practice is Dancing Thoughts Therapeutic Services. And I am in a process also of combining my my clinical profession with my arts. And so I will be doing creative movement, not worship. When I was in the church, I called it worship arts, but now it's creative movement, um, thea- therapeutic healing. And so, no, it's healing arts. I'm sorry, I'm mixing both of my companies together. But I'm going to say this again, it's creative movement. I just lost my thought. Angie, help me, girl. I'm stuck. We're a team. You're supposed to help me. Throw me the ball. I don't feel the ball.
Dancing thoughts.
That's my private practice.
That's the private practice. And under that is the she does it all, people.
Oh no, I'm messing with Angela because I'm like, when we're a team and we're all learning each other, I'm messing with my friend. But when we're a team, if like, I don't know Teresa yet, and I don't know Cheryl yet, but I've heard good things through my friend Angela. And when we're on a team, and if I see my girl fumbling with something, I'm gonna run and I'm gonna say, hey, what you need? I'm what you need. And so periodically I'll do little silly, goofy stuff like that where people are like, girl, what you talking about? I don't know all that. And, just do what you do. But anyway,
I tried to
you
help
did good. You did good. You did. You caught the ball, but you was like, which way do I go? No, but anyway, so I'm going to be looking for, and hopefully I'll have a flyer soon, like when we come on another time, because I'm actually going to be looking for dancers and actors for what it is that I'm trying to do. My hopes is to do stage plays and put on one every 3 months that will tackle a certain diagnosis. And this play is going to be like, just like it, if somebody in the family might have this diagnosis, this person might have another. Then after the end of the show, the people will have a time for real discussion to ask about things that they saw in the play. And then there will be somebody stationed to take names and numbers if you want to have therapy service. That is my hopes, to put both of those worlds together. That's what I believe God wants me to do in this season. And so that is what I need my sisters on this line to pray with me for that to come to fruition.
Amen. I love it.
Thank you.
Okay, Cheryl.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought you were going to go to Teresa. That's why you got to stay ready, right? Because I'm going to do like this with the ball too. If you want to reach out, you can reach out through Stepmom Sanity. It's my first name, Cheryl, at stepmomsanity.com. You can also reach me at Sawubona Blended Families. And Sawubona is phonetic. It's Sawubona. It's a Zulu word meaning we see you. It's not just hello, it's we see you and everything about you, and you are welcome here. Sawubona Blended Families, Cheryl at sawubonablendedfamilies.org. There you will find a ton of resources that you can download. They are free. You can also find my book. You can find my book wherever books are sold. The name of that book, I guess I should say it, Waiting to Be Wanted, A Stepmom's Guide to Loving Before Being Loved. There's a workbook with that as well. And you can also hit us up for coaching, become a part of our community, see where I'm speaking, what's going on next. All of that stuff is on the website.
Awesome. Teresa.
So as I said before, this is a soft launch. So I'm working at the Genesis Pregnancy Resource Center right now. So any questions or anything you have in regards to Solo Not Alone, you can reach out to her when she gives the information. And then be in prayer with me as we grow this ministry as well.
Amen. And Angela.
So yes, Genesis Pregnancy Resource Center. You can find us at genesisprc.org. My email is apv@genesisprc.org. And as Teresa said, this is a soft launch, but then she will have an email added soon. And she is also our webmaster. So we'll be updating those things.
But I got to figure some things out. So,
well, we got you in prayer. It's already been released and on its way happening.
And so, yes, this is a soft launch because what we found is we encounter more single moms needing resources than we do pregnant women. And so I told Teresa, if you want to bring it up under Genesis, that's great. That's another program. Just like we have Counselor Dads, we'll have Single Not Alone.
Awesome.
And we'll just grow it out that way.
So Dr. Weaver, if I will, because I don't feel that my information was clear, but I guess what I should say outside of the things that I mentioned earlier is that I currently work for Life Stance Health. And if you want to look me up, you can look me up on Psychology Today, but you have to check Minnesota as the state, because that is where my licensure is, and that's how it'll be in Psychology Today. So again, I am Latanya Fakir, psychotherapist. You can find me on Psychology Today, but be sure to click Minnesota for the state.
Awesome. Thank you for that additional information.
Mhm.
And I want to thank all of you ladies for entrusting me with this conversation this evening and being on Get to Know Bob. It has been a pleasure to talk with you and conversate with you. I'm excited for the Family Revolution 2025. And the fact that you put a year behind it, then I'm almost ready to say, okay, there's going to be a 2026 and a 2027. If not, then I'm just saying there will be a 2026 and a
If the
2027
Lord says the
and
same,
so on.
yes.
That's right. Yeah.
Because I just know amazing things are going to happen because you guys opened up yourselves and your hearts to the work that God has for all of you to do collectively with these projects and these workshops. So thank you for coming. Thank you for sharing what's going to be expected. And I want to say a special thank you for everyone who's tuned in. We were up in numbers and we had engaging conversations. So I thank you all for watching. You can share this with others that may have missed it and those who you think will impact them for them to come out to these workshops. I have had an amazing Friday. I am your host, Sonia Weaver, and I encourage you, as always, to spend with purpose and to deal with Bob. And we'll see you next time. Have a good night.
Bye bye.
Good night.
Good
night.
night.